Arsenal are about to pull off one of the boldest moves actually now with these three attackers that Arsenal are targeting to sign. Of course, in this transfer window, David Ornstein has reported a very important news regarding Arsenal and their pursuit of the attackers and how the attacking power will be shaped next season. Before we talk about Eze and Rodrygo, Gyökeres and Sesko, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're on the way to 40,000 subscribers. Make sure to hit that like button underneath the video, leave a comment and share it, of course, because it is reported by David Ornstein and Fabrizio, Romano, and everyone that Arsenal are ready and already agreed the terms with Eze from Crystal Palace, the FA Cup winner, the goal scorer for Crystal Palace, the main catalyst for Crystal Palace. He is keen to join Arsenal. Of course, Arteta is reported his dream is to play for Arsenal, as he said last season and numerous times before. And Eze absolutely, like, listen, he's absolutely someone that adds a lot to this Arsenal team, that adds a lot of depth, his technique, his ball carrying, his creativity, his physical attributes is absolutely amazing. I'm a big fan of Eze. That is me personally. And I want to see him play for a top club. And it is reported, as David Ornstein have said, of course. But before we do that, David Ornstein, he's high on Arsenal's list, as in front of you. Of course, Arsenal view him as someone who can play across the front line. Also, in addition to this, he plays in the midfield as an attacking midfield. He played that for Crystal Palace before. Right center mid, he plays left center mid. He plays across the front three, maybe not a striker. But Arsenal needs someone that is that versatile. He's basically, as it was tweeted by Jessica, by someone that I do work with, of course. She said that Eze is basically Trossard on steroids. He's Trossard on steroids. He can play across the front line, but he's better, way better than Trossard. Of course, it is, as it's reported, the Arsenal interest in Eze is actually have nothing to do with the striker and the winger. So they still can absolutely sign wingers. As David Ornstein have said, the Arsenal put Eze on high amongst options to boost to the attack. No contact with Crystal Palace yet, but it's easy to actually agree terms because they want the £68 million in installments, 3 installments, so that should be easy for Arsenal. But unclear if exit is if needs exit, but serious candidates. Plus, that is separate from the striker and the winger the Arsenal are interested in. And as everyone knows and everyone sees that they're still in pursuit with Rodrygo, I'm going to show you the latest news. Of course, what does Eze add to Arsenal? He absolutely adds ball carrying, as I mentioned, dribbling, physicality. He's 11 goals and 6 assists last season for Crystal Palace means that he can score goals and he can absolutely assist. His mentality, we watch him in the FA Cup final absolutely destroy Manchester City and be one of the best players on the pitch. His tactical flexibility, as he can play as an attacking mid, as a left center mid, as we said, and also as a winger. And I think that Arsenal need this to at least battle with Odegaard, the captain next season, for the attacking midfielder position. Because a lot of people have said that Odegaard, if he doesn't go back to his best, the Arsenal midfield creativity is absolutely out of the window, as we watched last season. So someone like Eze will actually give a spark to this Arsenal team, will actually be very good, a very good option for Arsenal to actually at least challenge Martin Odegaard. The link-up play is amazing for Eze. He's composed. He can pass the ball left and right. He can distribute. So he actually can play on the right side with Bukayo Saka. You let me know in the comments. Do you think he can actually come in and step in for Odegaard if Odegaard doesn't go back to his best? Or you think Arteta is never going to actually drop his captain? And there is one more thing that everyone is not talking about, that still Arsenal are still are in for Rodrygo. So he is still there. They are waiting for his decision from Real Madrid, but at least the Eze thing will actually calm the fans a little bit down. And it is reported that they can move for Anthony Gordon. I don't think that is going to happen. I think they're going to try for Rodrygo first. They're going to try to see if Real Madrid are willing to sell for 90 million euros, as it is reported. And Rodrygo will actually be a great, great signing for Arsenal. Imagine having Eze, Rodrygo, and one of the strikers, Sesko or Gyökeres, along with the players that they already have. I genuinely think that that will put Arsenal up there as one of the favorites to win the Premier League. I'm not going to say favorites to win the Premier League because there is Liverpool that are holding the title, but one of the favorites, of course, because that is what Arsenal need. They need absolutely a spark in that dressing room after the disappointment of last season, especially in the Premier League. And that is what Arsenal need. They need to build depth with high quality depth. They're not actually getting Eze as a replacement. As I mentioned before, they are getting Eze as someone that can come in and a high on the list of like he can actually replace anyone in the team. And it's going to be a battle between Eze and the rest of them, the rest of the players. If they sign Eze, he's going to go for the left winger position, the midfield position, as I said, and he's going to battle for all of this. All I have to say is that now, if they get Eze and Rodrygo and a striker, now everyone can look at Arsenal and say, now you're adding quality depth. Your depth is not second string players. You're adding players that can actually go on and battle for the positions they are in. Like if you are looking at Odegaard, now he has a competition. If Arsenal sign Eze, absolutely they actually covered for the injuries, because even Eze can play on the right side if Saka, God forbid, gets injured, which is something that a lot of people have said that, listen, Arsenal don't have backup for Saka. But also if they sign Rodrygo can play on the right side and Eze can play on the left side. And I think that would be very, very good. Like there is no drop from Saka to Rodrygo that much. Like if there is any, it's not much, because some people say that Saka's better, but I believe that actually Rodrygo, if he comes to Arsenal, he will be a star and he will be able to actually step in if Saka is injured, God forbid, because we know he had a hamstring injury last season. And the other thing is that Arteta, actually, the plan is to actually, from credible journalists, that their plan is to sign three forwards, not only two, as people have suggested. And maybe Eze, Sesko, and Rodrygo will be enough. The tactical thing that Arsenal can play, they can play Eze with Odegaard in the midfield and Declan Rice as a DM, or Zubamendi, or they can actually play Eze on that left side, Rodrygo. I don't know where is he going to play. I'm not sure if he can play false nine or something, if Sesko doesn't bang, if they sign Sesko. But there is a lot of combinations that Arsenal can do. But all what we have to say is that Arsenal are building a team that is capable of actually changing position, play on all the competitions, actually have quality in every single position, and a cover also for every position. And that is what Arsenal fans wanted, of course, from Mikel Arteta and Berta when he stepped in. So you let me know in the comments, do you think these signings will be enough for Arsenal to win the title? You let me know if Arsenal can land both Rodrygo, Eze, along with the striker, as David Ornstein have reported. Hit that like button if you're still here. Subscribe to the channel, of course, if you're new, and leave a comment below. I want to know what you guys think, and I will see you guys later.